Hello, everyone. Welcome to Serpzilla's webinar. It's our fifth webinar in a series of webinar which we hold as part of our SEO challenge this year. Today, we will discuss top critical SEO mistakes you need to avoid. And I would like to start with somewhat unfortunate news. We were planning to have two guests, Ravi, Soni, and Himani Kankaria, but Himani unfortunately got sick and couldn't attend. So we wish Himani all the best. Himani, get well. Unfortunately, we will have to have our webinar only with Ravi, but don't worry. Ravi is a great expert. He will do it just fine, and will answer all your questions. So let's welcome on stage Ravi, Soni. Ravi, hi. Great to see you.
Hi, hi, how are
So
you?
for our viewers, for somebody who doesn't know you, mm, please do show a short introduction. Tell us about yourself and your line of work.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Thank you to Serpzilla and Alex for giving this opportunity and sharing a couple of things which really motivate me and I'm really passionate about. I want to start with the what I do. So I'm the co-founder of Observe and O Plus. So it's a company focused more towards building digital growth for various brands on across the globe, and really passionate about solving some problem which excites us the most. And one of the key aspect is we have created a technology center which we said is a research lab called O Plus, where we are building tools and solutions so that how can we really impact the purpose of curiosity for the world, because we strongly believe that if we really want to create an impact in the world, then we can do either by inspiring people or by empowering curiosities. So that's where we are. So SEO is all about fulfilling curiosities. So that's where it is related. That okay, yes, right now we are helping various brands to rank on the top on Google, so that we can fulfill the curiosities through them. That's what we do. On my personal front, I love playing tennis. I have a social purpose of working for water. So that's something I really want to pursue, and I do to some extent. If there are any interesting projects which you guys are working on, I'm always open to add value as a part of my service. And yeah, I had a very interesting journey. I used to work with Flipkart. That was my first and the last job. After that, me and Ajay, we both started Observe. And yes, and it's unfolding, I would say. I would not say that okay, we are a great successful company, but yeah, we have really enjoyed the journey what we have done till now, and we are creating value for the world. That's how I will define it. So yeah.
Thank you. And how about we start with the presentation? What do you have for us today?
Yeah,
What's the focus of your presentation?
sure. So I think as like the topic has already been shared with everyone, so we all are here to understand that okay, what are the mistakes, critical mistakes, I would say, which people normally do or normally they should take care of when they are executing SEO. And for me, I will not share anything which I have researched anywhere on internet. I would be sharing something we have personally experienced with a lot of brands we have worked with. Uh, so because trust me, we have worked with the brands who are entrepreneurs, small companies, and also some big conglomerates as well. And we have seen mistakes which are very small, but they can be very critical as well. So, so let me show the presentation, and I think that would be the right way to do it, so that we can actually share what I'm saying in the words over there. I hope my screen is visible, guys. Okay. Alex, is my screen visible?
Yes, everything's visible, everything's fine.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I think that's how that's what we want to discuss today. The top critical SEO mistakes to avoid, and I will share. I will just give you an overview of Observe in 2 3 slides, and then I will stop on the topic. So as Observe Worldwide is a group, and in which we have two branches. One is Observe, one is O plus. O plus is all about center of excellence for search, and Observe is all about building innovative and impactful solutions for businesses growth, and that's how we are growing. We have offices in Udaipur, Delhi, NYC, something which we are building up now, and we have a hybrid team and hybrid offices. That's what has been the phenomena after COVID. Couple of brands to name with whom we work, and most of them we are working right now as well. And for them, we have solved either the problem of growing traffic or even resolving penalties or also growing revenue for them. And also we had a couple of interesting application as well where we build the perception on digital when people search about then what they want people to see has also been one of the aspect. That's a various aspect of Observe where all we do. Yes, we do SEO as one of the most important aspect. Along with that, we realize that what a brand really needs is a amalgamation of two things, which is a performance marketing and brand building. So where we have a strategy team, we have a communication team, and we have the performance marketing teams as well. One of the focus for today is SEO. So that's where I have shared about the Center of Excellence for Search, which is fulfilling curiosities. That's something which we have developed, and we are. I think one way of saying this is the kind of SEO we used to do 6 months back was totally different from what we do today. That is a pace at which we are evolving the way we are doing SEO and way we are enabling brands for that. Let me come to the mistake part. So we all know that mistake is very common. It can be done or it can be made at any stage or by anyone. So, but how should we define the criticality of mistake? If you are a startup, it's not very critical. If you're at a growth stage, it can be some critical depending upon what kind of mistake you are making. If you're in a crisis mode, a crisis can be a penalty by Google. A crisis can be a hyper growth mode where you need to raise fund or something. Crisis can be positive, can be negative as well. Where the mistake is a huge mistake, where it becomes the criticality increases at what stage we are. So now I will share upon that. Okay, what are some fundamental mistakes? Either they can be small mistake, they can be big mistake. So let's see. And I think big and small or critical is always a perception. But I would share something which is very important and people should keep in mind. Either they have not started doing SEO or they might be doing SEO right now. I think one of the first thing is SEO really worth doing for you at this stage? That is one of the biggest mistake people do. They just believe that okay, SEO is one of the most important thing for their growth. They start doing it. But the question we have to ask to ourselves is okay, is SEO really worth doing at this point? Should we do it or not? The second thing is objective clarity and mapping. A lot of brands who come to us, they don't have a mapping of object or like the real objective. Okay, what are they achieving? One of the third mistake which people normally do is they don't know what are they tracking. Either they are just tracking a couple of keywords ranking on the top, but they should always see that to correct this mistake, it has to be that is it aligned with the growth they are aspiring by SEO or not? That is a very important question we should ask. The next is waiting for 6 months and no movement happening. People strongly believe that SEO takes around 6 to 9 months to perform, but I strongly say no to that. Okay, it always depends upon what are you tracking. That is something important, and that is one of the biggest mistake people make, or that is a perception they have that okay, it takes a lot of time. One of the key thing is strategy. A lot of brands or even a lot of people with whom we interview, they always say okay, yes, I will make these changes, I will improve the meta tag, I will do this, I will do that, but The key thing is, what is your strategy? What is your focus? What is your milestone? What are you targeting? What is the projection? The projection as a term is always missing. They will say, okay, I will do this. Will it perform or not? It is God grace or Google's grace. That's how people normally act. But strategy is very important. So a strategy shouldn't be mistaken. Couple of others, overconfidence. That is one of the biggest thing, which is because everyone think, "Oh, I am the expert, I am the divine, I know SEO very well, so I will do it." A lot of times we say, okay, we are following Google guidelines, so we can ignore the updates. Sorry, the attribution is changing. You need to see what matters right now. There are recently very frequent updates. We have to look at them very closely. Overconfidence. Content is king, so get more. A lot of time. So recently we were analyzing a brand which was a content platform. They thought, okay, content has helped them to increase their traffic below 20 million, so they will increase more content. It will get more traffic to them. But what happened? They introduced a new category altogether, which was a distinct category from where they were focusing upon. So content actually depleted their relevance in that sector as well, which was a big mistake for them. So we need to be very conscious. It has worked earlier, it will happen again. Recently, I was taking an interview and I asked him, okay, how will you grow this traffic? He said that, okay, I will do these five things because these five things worked 5 years back for me. And now it will work again. I think that's a huge overconfidence which we are carrying all with us. And that's something has which we have also seen as a team as well. That, okay, something which works for one client, there's not a strong surety that, okay, it will work exactly the same way for the other client, because we need to see, okay, the ecosystem is different, the competition is different, the market is different, and the brand on whom you are working is different. So we have to be aware of that. We know it all, what keywords to target. A lot of time brand gives, okay, we know these are the five keywords I want to target, this is something which I want to rank, but there is always a right idea to take a more informed decision. Okay, what are we targeting? Another aspect, from the on-site perspective, like from the crawling perspective, when Google is coming to you, or because the key thing which all everything starts from crawling in SEO, right? Google bot will come, they will crawl the site. One of the biggest thing we have seen is the site is not getting crawled. Wow. You made thousands or millions of pages and you didn't check that, okay, your framework is JSON, which you recently deployed again. Earlier it was crawling, but suddenly you have changed the new framework and it is not crawling. The UL is receiving a blank page. It is very important to check, okay, are you cached rightly or not? Server response time is fluctuating. It is something which people normally overlook, but what happens is, when your server response time is fluctuating, then your crawl rate is also fluctuating, and that impacts the ranking as well, because that decreases your crawl rate, and the slower the Google will crawl, the freshness also will get associated slowly only. A lot of times people don't see the tag or what are the codes being added, and they will just code blindly as well. I say blindly because a lot of time it is already visible to us, but people are not seeing. So they will have a no index tag, they will make their canonical tags which is wrongly been addressed over there, or they will not even put a tag. The next thing is indexing stage site. So what happens a lot I know that we all are having a staging server as well, where we are developing it. Even the staging site is also getting indexed. So you will see dev.flipkart.com or dev.amazon.com. Something is also getting indexed as well, along with the website as well. Robos.txt configuration. So it is again the crawling thing. If you have a robos.txt, it has to be configured rightly. One of the biggest mistake is not putting the right method, right configuration over there, and it doesn't allow Google to crawl. Inappropriate mapping of pages to the logo. That is something which you guys should know. If you are at a startup stage and you are focusing upon either a country or either a particular city, and then tomorrow you have a vision of capturing other cities in the same country, or capturing other countries as well, you need to make a foundation right, because it would be very late when you want to now shift your relevance from the of shift the relevance of the home page from a city to a national relevance. So we were working with a tech staff funded company in US, and they started from New York. So they made everything and optimized the whole site or the homepage for New York. Now, when they launch themselves in across more than 100 cities or places in US, it was very difficult for us to direct the relevance from one page to others, and that brought a lot of drop in the traffic as well. So that is also very inappropriate. Backlinks is your link in getting indexed or not. So nowadays, I'm not sure how many of you have observed this or not. A lot of backlinks are not getting indexed. So do check it out once at your end as well. We are also figuring out what is the right way to do it. And yes, we have found some solutions as well, how to address that. Regular disforming is important. People complain that okay, their competition has added a lot of negative links about them, and that's where the rankings are going down. Can be a possibility, but regular disforming is important in Search Console. That's something we should look at. Building backlinks because competitors has too many. So that is one thing which always people perceive that okay, they have a lot of backlinks, so let's do it. So that's one of the biggest mistake which we people make. Let's not do it. The backlink doesn't matter. The relevant and the high authority backlinks do matter. Images not crawl and configured rightly. So a lot of images are either not crawl or they are not being configured rightly on the website. So you lose a lot upon the images if your brand is focused upon the visual aspect of the products. Ignoring the buying intent, the quick wins. So yeah, a lot of times we just focus upon the high competition intent. I know that a lot of people know this, but I have seen people making this mistake as well, that they don't consider the long tail keywords which can be quick wins and which can gather them some good revenue as well, apart from just targeting to get traffic. Couple of more. A lot of people use WordPress themes to make their websites live, or even their developer must be using a lorem ipsum text on the website, which get unnoticed. So please do check whenever you are making a website live. If you are using a theme, then there shouldn't be any lorem ipsum content over there, which is normally being considered as a random content or the obvious content which is coming along with the theme. Internal links are no follow. That is a very beautiful mistake people normally make. They make their internal links no follow. I don't know why. So that's something we should avoid. Internal links are JavaScript enabled. So a lot of internal links are JS enabled. So whenever Google crawlers are coming, I know that there's a debate going on that okay, Google is able to crawl the JS backlinks as well, JS enabled links as well. But to be on a safer side, we should not make them a JS enabled links. That's something which I recommend. Orphan pages not reachable. So a lot of pages, when you make a pages, then you need to be the pages should be connected. I normally suggest that don't make pages in a way that okay, they are just going haywire. Even a crawler is coming to your home page, it should be able to reach out to every single page you have on your website. So there shouldn't be any orphan pages selling too much. So yeah, we were working with the ed tech company, and there they were having a traffic of more than I guess 37 million. And one key change which they did was they created a couple of intrusive industrial aspects over there, which really depleted their trust among Google, and they lost their traffic. We said a lot of things. We said okay, no, we should not do it, but they said it is the demand of business. So there's always a conflict or there's always a debate going between business and SEO. So sometimes we should listen to Google more. Prioritizing the action on website with respect to the impact and urgency. People do an audit, they use couple of tools to do the audit. But the most important thing is how are you prioritizing the actions? Because if you do some action which is actually an outcome of something else, or if you do an action which can be avoided as well. So that's something we should look at. And then a lot of times images are very heavy on the website, we totally ignore them, so that's also a big mistake. uh, is there any one principle which can help? I know that I've already mentioned more than 20 mistakes, and I think we can go on and make at least 200 more mistakes come visible for you. But can there be one principle which can help? So I think as I always say that it's very simple and it's very fundamental, which way we should go back at crawlable, relevant, credible. Try to focus upon creating value for the user, and the digital aspect of the brand should be crawlable, should be relevant, and should be credible. That's where we need to add value. Whenever you are creating something, ask yourself, okay, is it crawlable? Would it help me to improve crawlability of my site? Would it help me to increase relevance of my site, or would it help me to increase credibility of your site? So that's something which can really help you to reduce a lot of mistakes out there. That's also important. A lot of time, what I am seeing as a mistake can be an experiment of someone. So don't be very fast in judging if you are seeing someone others work. So because a lot of mistakes were the experiments which actually changed the world. So we should always remember that. And also sometimes we should do mistakes, because doing mistakes is something which is being promoted by everyone, that okay, but more important is to learn from them. So even in SEO also, it's all about experimentation. So what I recommend is growth is an outcome of experiment done consciously. So growth is an outcome of actually mistake done consciously. So that's something we should look at. So yeah, that's something which I recommend, and that is something which is important. That okay, how should you see a mistake for any brand? Yeah, you're on mute, Alex. We can't hear you. You're on mute, Alex.
Yes. Now I'm unmuted. So thanks. And from what I've heard from you, I take it that the major mistake that people make is that they get to SEO work too soon because
Yeah.
they don't know their goals, and therefore they do not know their metrics. And most people, is it still that widespread of an opinion that SEO is something that can yield results in the short term? Because I think it's pretty understandable for everyone that it's a long-term game.
I think it's a journey. That's how I normally share with my clients and with my team as well, that it is a journey we have to travel. But there can always be milestones, right? Because it all depends upon how are you seeing results. Is the result is the aiming for that big success only, or can we define them into small milestones as well? So like at Observe, we track more than 21 metrics for a brand on a weekly and also on a real time basis. So for we actually created a tool as well. I can, if you want, I can share the tool also, and we are happy to share that tool with a lot of brands with whom we work, because what we did, we created a real time framework as well, so that we should see the, okay, what is moving. If you are doing something and if something is not moving, then either you're doing something wrong or you are not measuring the right thing. So it has to work something. So yeah.
What can your recommendations be on? Because basically, what you've covered is a part of SEO audit that people need to. Well, let's first answer the question. Ravi, for biography based sites, what's your suggestion in initial stage?
It's a very open question actually, because I would suggest that okay, make a lot of mistakes. Sorry, that's how I will say it. Experiment a lot. If you're already in an initial stage, that's something which I will like, have an open mindset. And to address it rightly, you should see that okay, what is your competition doing? Because as in our audit also, I have analyzed the brand, and I will share those some recommendation over there as well. But I think for a initial stage, as Alex also mentioned, that okay, have some clarity on what are your goals, what is your focus, and have a strategy in place. A lot of time people just read couple of blogs and they will just go by the playbook. Okay, we have to make them, and that's not also wrong. That's fine. That will take you somewhere. But if you have a long term vision, if you really want to create value for your brand, then you have to have a strategy in mind. So a lot of people say that you don't build a house till the time you haven't completed it on paper. You don't start putting bricks. Okay, we'll put some bricks over here, then I will make the room here, then I will do it. You make a plan in your head, right? In the same way, if you're at the initial stage, it's always a great idea to create a plan.
And I guess whatever you do, just the main thing you need to do is just track everything and write it all down, keep track of your metrics and everything. That's gonna help.
Yes.
What can your recommendations on SEO audit can be? Because it's a very extensive topic and there's a lot to audit.
Yeah.
Uh, I ran into a checklist, and there were hundreds of uh, things you need to check. What are the main, let's say, like top 10 things you need to check on if you want to do a brief audit? If you don't have much time, you're a beginner, you don't have extra staff to assign this work to.
I think the best thing I will say is use a specific tool to do an audit. So because it actually gathers all the information or all the changes which you need to make and which are important. No doubt, human audit is always important, but for a beginner, I would recommend that okay, either you can use Sitebulb as a tool, or SEMrush is one of the most popular tool as well, which gives you a very detailed audit, which can actually help you to define. Even we also created a voice audit plugin tool. If you go to our site opositor.io, we actually created a tool where you speak out the domain name and it will create an audit and give it to you. But yeah, uh, that also can be done. But yeah, if you already have an access to SEMrush, if you have an access to Sitebulb or a couple of other tools, but what I would recommend that okay, have a tool in place, because that will solve a lot of purpose. Because some critical things which you cannot see by the tool, then you need to get some expert in place for getting it done. But today also, if I, for example, on I will show my screen and I will share the audit also what I have done. But yeah, normally they have a thousands of checklist with them already. They will do the right job for you. You don't have to waste your time for that. That's my recommendation.
Thanks. And so how about we get down to reviewing our attendees
Yeah, let's do it.
project. Uh, it's a website of advocates and legal consultants, El
Yeah.
Rawad. And can you share the screen?
Sure, I will just share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what we have done, we have. So I should first of all give thanks to my whole team who has actually worked on the audit, and they have done a great job in terms of creating value. So kudos to the team, and without team, you don't have a great value. So team is important. So yeah, what we have done, we have created an audit in terms of that's what we normally do whenever we are trying to analyze any particular brand, how to start or how to think. So as I was mentioning to you guys, what we have done, we have done a machine audit. Yes, that is also important, just to see that okay, where are we right now. If you don't have any audit tool to all the participants, just go nopositive.io, submit your website, we'll get an audit and give it to you. We have a couple of APIs already integrated on the backend, which we use. So yeah, that's something which we have done. Along with it, what we have done is we have created a UI UX audit as well, which I will also share, because UI UX has a very vital role to play when it comes to growth as well. Because it's not only about increasing traffic, it's also about scaling the engagement and creating a great experience for the users who are coming to you. So what I will do, I will first go by the audit. So if you see this tool, which has created a good amount of value for us, which has actually recognized, okay, what are the key elements, what are the various errors over there, which are the some disallowed scroll depth as well. We can see, okay, these are the critical errors over here. If you go down, that how the crawling is happening, most of the things are HTML over here. If you see, if you come down, then okay, there are a couple of broken links which are being observed, and also a couple of external broken links are also there. They have some technical issues which looks like, okay, they haven't updated their code very recently, and then couple of things where they have a code issue as well when it comes to that, okay, how they're including on the URL parts and everything, in terms of what code they have included in them. Could be some security issues as well, because they are using a lot of URLs for form with the get method, which is little risk recommended. Also, if it is, it also increases the length of the URL as well. So, which we need to fix in the search console. I'm not sure if they've done it or not, but yeah, there are various errors which I can go by here. I can share this audit with you guys as well to go through it. But more important for everyone is, okay, understanding the ecosystem. So this is our brand side. They're into a legal domain. They are consulting. Their major focus is Dubai or United States of America. Sorry, not United States of America. It's UAE. And what we did, we figured out that, okay, who can be their competitors. So we chose couple of them. No doubt, a lot of them has a overall focus as well, in terms of they have a traffic from couple of other countries beyond the UAE. And also what we did, so whenever we are comparing with the competitors, you should see, okay, first thing is what is the credibility score. So you can understand the credibility score by either the domain authority or the domain rating, which are the scores being given by Moz, Majestic, and HF, and then the spam score. So if you see over here, their domain rating is around 18 and their domain authority is around 25, which is little on the lower side compared to either the Ask the Law or other people as well. So maybe they are not working much on that part. Even when you talk about their experience on the site as well, their website speed is very low. It's 16 and 50, which is the mobile website speed out of 100, and out of desktop speed as well. That is also something which is not good to have. Then if you see, then the number of pages which are being indexed, so no doubt they have a very good page of pages which are being indexed, but if you see, then there are websites which has the less number of pages indexed, but they have more traffic, as per the comparative analysis which we have done using tools. So if you go by that, then you need to understand that, okay, what are the top referring sites for them as well, and also from where they're gathering traffic. So if you see, there is a segmentation of countries from where they're getting traffic. For them, it is majorly Pakistan and UAE. For them, it's majorly UAE, and for them, couple of them there was Germany, and yeah, Germany was also there for them, and Turkey as well. Let's compare their backlink overview. So if you see this, then this is the graph, like how the referring domain. So one of the key things which really matters in the audit part is how many referring domains do they have. So no doubt they were having some growth in the initial part of the year. Now they have plateaued. Their competitor is rising. They have recently crossed them up. But if you see, then other aspects, there are brands who have scaling up. So style of Flam is something with scaling up, and no doubt there are few of them who have substantial decrease as well. Maybe they have moved from the site over here, or some other issue, or maybe some people have de-indexed them from the backlinks part. In terms of the backlink, so if can you see this, that, okay, in terms of this they have been plateaued, but here they are increasing. So maybe they have a link from a portal where they are increasing pages, and that's why the backlinks are increasing over here. You can see a substantial growth over here as well. So there should be at least some kind of a mapping which people do have normally, and here substantially it has decreased. So there's a very weird flow which is being observed over here. But if you go down, then what kind of backlinks they're getting. So I will just skip this part. This is more about the categories they're referring domains. But yeah, I will focus upon more of this. Okay, what kind of DADR they are actually gathering backlinks from. So if you see, they do have at least some segmentation over here of the kind of backlinks they are getting. But normally we see this particular segments to be higher, but I don't see this among all of them. Maybe maybe there is some concern over here, but at least or maybe possibility that okay, if you see on these part, yes, this is higher, so it's a very gradual distribution. But for them, it doesn't look like a very gradual distribution over here. But what we observed was that Tamimi is someone who was doing a good job in terms of getting the RDs over there from substantially different domains and from good authority sites as well. If I see the overall comparison for them, in terms of no follow and do follow, also they have a 60/40 ratio. That's fine. That shouldn't be bad for them. But yeah, some of the ranking sites over there has a ratio of more than 75 to 25. So that's something which is being observed over there. Um, we also did some deeper analysis from using the href as a tool as well. But one of the key thing what we need to observe is that the lost link, because a lot of time people don't consider that as one of the metrics. So that's a good insight from there, that okay, which are the lost link and what the tool has to say. More important part over here is that okay, the gap analysis. So if you see, this is the volume, and that's how the whole that's where the whole gap is. So where they are not even visible on the top 100. So, and that is something which looks relevant as well, which has a very good high authority of volume and everything. So that is something which I recommend, that okay, we should target and we should explore that path to build visibility. The second thing over here is the what is the growth aspect. So they have a lot of untapped volumes. So in spite of, as I mentioned earlier also, that what should be the strategy. So whenever you are focusing on strategy, you should also see okay, what are the low hanging fruits you have which you can monitor, and what is the long term strategy as well. So this can be seen as an untapped high volume potential where we should act upon. The second thing is more from the perspective of the low hanging fruits. So where the competition is also low, and also they should capture them, which will gather them some results. And from the high from the long run perspective, they should actually this is also another idea. But yeah, from the long term perspective, they should actually build a uh, they should actually create a library for the legal glossary, I would say. That is something which will create a great value for them. And also it's a service which is hyper local, so we haven't found a good amount of hyper local element over here. So that is something which is also recommended. uh, there are the few selected one from there which I showed you from the audit part, that okay, what is something which is a lot critical for them considering all the errors they have. So they are among them. From the UI UX perspective, we have some inputs over here. So if you see this, no doubt there's always a room of improvement. The communication is not very clear in terms of, and it can be optimized. It can be more classy. It can be more impactful. Just like the couple of references I have over here, or it can be literally a little more serious, depending upon what is the brand economy they have and what is the positioning they are having, and what are they communicating as why should you choose us. The second thing over here is that the content it looks like a very stuffed content over there, at least from the first glance over there. So they should remove it. Even their indentation is also not in place. Uh, so that we should address, and we should improve the CT over there also. Couple of references for that as well. It can be more sleek, more simpler, and we can follow them. A couple of layouts over there where they have mentioned, and it's more like a regular thing. Maybe this was developed many years ago. People have more aspiration nowadays with respect to the UI UX they really want to have, and it does impact that how it loads for SEO front as well. So this could be a possibility which can create a snippet of the blog as well, and how we are ranking instead of just putting a couple of links over there, because people don't click. And also it improves the relevance of, and improves the content on the page as well in terms of what they are saying. Couple of other highlights over here, but yeah, in terms of they have a page at every particular they have a inquiry form on every site, every particular page. So that's something which is not recommended. Maybe they can use the chatbot better. So it's right now, no doubt it says, okay, hi, hello, and it can be more structured. We can ask them about a name on more impactfully or something like that. Or we can also say, so we have a chatbot on our site as well if you want to check out, where we actually it's more like a purpose driven chatbot, that okay, are you here for something, this, so if not something else, let's go by this. So you can create a gamify the chatbot as well. From there, it's a contact us page, so that's how they have built it. We recommend them to do it like this way, and also to do a GTM integration as well, which will help them for building a hyper local relevance as well. And yeah, that's majorly how we should look at.
Wow. Ravi, that was great. That was a pretty extensive brand breakdown. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh, we'll share it with
Yeah, we can share it.
viewers. Uh, thank you for your effort today. It was very nice working with you, collaborating, and I hope it's not the last time.
No, I think there are many more to come. We are always open to all the participants. If you have any recommendations, okay, what should we choose as one of the topics of coming aspects? Please feel free to share in the chat, or please feel free to reach out to us. Also, with your permission, Alex, I can say that okay, we are always looking for great people to join our team, and because we are really passionate about how are we driving this, and we see that okay, there's a huge potential to learn and grow together. So if you are someone who is extremely confident, or who really wants to learn, and who really wants to grow with us, and who really wants to solve the problem of curiosity, considering where the whole world is leading, so feel free to touch base with me on LinkedIn, or maybe shoot out a mail on hr@observe.com. We would be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, interaction is really important for growth
Yeah.
and development.
Right.
So, Ravi, again, uh, many thanks to you. I appreciate
Thank you.
having you today.
Same here.
And for us, it's time to wrap it up and finish. So, bye and see you soon, hopefully. And to our viewers, I want to remind you that we're nearing the end of our SEO challenge. Nearing the end, but you still can participate. Won't be easy. Won't be easy. Can't promise that, but you can participate by registering at challenge.serpzilla.com. And once we end the broadcast, we will share materials with you, and we will also send you tasks, extra tasks, so you could get more points. And this time it's gonna be, you will have to share a story, so that's what we expect, like about a project, about a strategy you implement, what results you have. You will have all the details in the follow-up letter we'll send you. The reward will be 7,000 points extra. You can get some bonus points if you mention the SEO challenge in your post about the story. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And we'll see you next time on December the 1st. Yes. At the same time. So thank you all for being with us, for staying with us. Hope to see all of you and many more of you on the next broadcast. Bye.